Well, I think we can all agree that nobody has fallen off harder than Robert De Niro. Bobby D, one of my favorite actors, one of our favorite actors, one of the best actors. Casino, Goodfellas, Meet the Fockers. That's a great movie, right? Everyone loved that. Robert De Niro used to be a legend, and now the Trump Derangement Syndrome has infected his brain. He is insufferable. He's grumpy. He's angry. All he knows how to do is put out cheap, stupid insults and cuss. I mean, this guy really has no personality anymore. It really shows you TDS will ruin your brain and ruin your appearance. Now, make sure you watch this to the end. Maybe I'll put it in the middle. I don't know. You need to see this clip of Robert De Niro that I'm about to play. Here's a little screenshot. Most people have never seen this clip, and I will tell you, this will explain everything. It will blow your mind, and everything about Robert De Niro will make sense instantly. So make sure you stick around for that. Now let's watch Robert De Niro talk about all the bad things about Trump. Listen to this.
I mean, he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk. He's a dog. He's a pig. He's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt.
Didn't you marry a black woman? Aren't your children mutts by that definition? What's wrong with mutts? You got a problem with mutts? You got a problem with your own kids, Bobby D? I'm a mutt. You got a problem with me? What a weird insult. He's a punk. He's a dog. He's a pig. He's a giraffe. He's a kangaroo. He's a mutt. He's a kitten. I mean, these are really weak insults for a tough gangster like you.
He's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't do his homework, doesn't care, thinks he's gaming society, doesn't pay his taxes.
Doesn't pay his taxes? You don't pay your taxes. What are you talking about? Do Democrats have any self-awareness? He doesn't pay his taxes. He doesn't do his homework. Oh, I'm sorry. He doesn't do his homework. What homework are you talking about? We're not in school. He doesn't show up to class on time. He's a con man. He's a scam artist. All the things that I played in movies and the whole way I built my entire image, playing con artists and scammers and gangsters. What else? He doesn't. He runs through the halls. He doesn't walk like he's supposed to. I mean, what the heck, dude? I think Trump Derangement Syndrome, you lose your sense of humor. You're incapable of being funny. These insults just suck, man.
Doesn't pay his taxes. He's an idiot. Colin Powell said it best. He's a national disaster. He's an embarrassment to this country. It makes me so angry that this country has gotten to this point, that this fool, this bozo.
Oh, this bozo. Now that's a great insult. A bozo, a fool, a mud, a pig, a dog, everything. I mean, jeez, dude, you suck.
He talks how he wants to punch people in the face. Well, I'd like to punch him in the face.
Stop it. Stop trying to be tough, man. You're an actor. You're literally 8 inches shorter. I mean, it says he's 5'10" on Google, which always lies. He's 5'7". Look, he has to wear platform heels, guys, in movies because he's so short. And here he is. He's like, I'd like to punch him in the face. Your hand could barely reach his face. Donald Trump would easily beat you in a fight. Easily. I mean, does anyone dispute this? He's like 6'2", 6'3". You're 5'7", max. You're not beating Donald Trump in a fight.
This is somebody that we want for president? I don't think so. What I care about is the direction of this country.
My detector test determined that was a lie.
Oh, thank you for that. Well, America disagrees with you. We actually do want him as president. He won twice. He actually won 3 times. And you care about the direction of this country. You don't know any of the issues. You don't even have good insults. You have nothing to offer except, I used to play a gangster in movies. Okay, what the hell does that qualify you to have an opinion on politics of all things? You don't know a damn thing. Here's Robert De Niro talking about tariffs on movies. Listen to how stupid and brain dead this guy is. It's insane.
And has had himself appointed head of one of our premier cultural institutions. He has cut funding and support to the arts, humanities, and education. And now he has announced a 100% tariff on films produced outside the U.S. Let that sink in for a minute. You can't put a price on creativity, but apparently you can put a tariff on it.
The crowd goes mild. What is that? What is that? There's nothing wrong with putting tariffs. The whole point is if you want to make a movie, make it in America and not in some other country so you can save expenses and employ them. Why don't you help out America? He's the president of the United States. Why shouldn't he try to help America? He's not putting a tax on creativity. He's saying if you want to film your films and sell them to the American market, maybe you should make them here. But no, Bobby D doesn't like that. Let's see what else.
Nothing at all. Nothing redeemable in him. And we have to, and whoever the people are who want to vote for him, and there look like intelligent people around there. Somebody, for some reason, it can't be. It cannot be.
Yeah, you're not intelligent. That's why. You notice that he goes, well, I know that some intelligent people are voting for him, but it cannot be. It cannot be. Why not? You have any reasons? Oh, you don't have a script for that, Robert De Niro? You're a stupid actor that doesn't know anything unless someone gives you a piece of paper with words on it? It cannot be. It just cannot be.
If he wins the election, you won't be on the show anymore. He'll come looking for me. There'll be things that happen that none of us can imagine.
Oh no! Oh no! We need to vote for stupid Democrats. Things will happen that we couldn't possibly imagine. Bobby D, we have no reason to put you in prison. You're harmless. You're a great advertisement for Democrats. I'd like to keep putting you out on TV. You're pathetic. But if you guys stick around, I'm going to show you a clip that will give you insight on why he might be afraid. Okay, I'm going to tease it. Here's a little screenshot of it. There's a little look. Guys, it is so funny and disturbing. He will never live this down. You have to stick around and watch this. Let's see what else.
I just don't know. It's all an act in a certain way. It's all out of insecurity. He's deeply, deeply insecure. He is a malignant narcissist. He's a socio-psychopath.
Don't you love it when mentally ill Democrats try to psychoanalyze us? It's like, oh, you're a bunch of malignant narcissists, socio-psychopaths, you're insecure. It's like, dude, look in the mirror. Have some self-awareness, Bobby D. This is called projection. Everything you're accusing Donald Trump of is what you're doing. You're the malignant narcissist. You're the socio-psychopath or psycho-sociopath, whatever he said. You're the one that's only knows how to act. You're the one that's insecure because you're so short. You're shorter than your wife, bro, which is kind of embarrassing, honestly, for a gangster.
And shame on those Republicans that don't have the nerve, the balls to go after him. What do they tell their kids? What do they tell their grandkids later when it's written in history books what their role is and what they did, and they allowed him to do this. He's an outright criminal, and they're still buying it.
We're going to tell our kids that it wasn't that Trump was so great. It was the Democrats are a bunch of godless demons, honestly. That's really what it came down to, that Kamala Harris was an idiot, that Joe Biden had dementia and had no business running for president or doing anything. He poops in his pants, guys. He literally poops in his pants. We're going to tell our kids that Hillary Clinton is literally evil and supporting some of the worst stuff in the world. If you know what I'm talking about regarding pizza, just, read between the lines. We're going to tell them that the most evil people ever were telling us that he was a bad guy, and we still wanted to vote for him. And guess what? Everything wasn't so bad after all, actually. And all the things the Democrats said he was going to do that was going to destroy the country and authoritarian rule, that none of it happened. And it was all a figment of their imagination because they have TDS. That's what we're going to tell our kids. Shame on you for having TDS and not being able to see it.
Do you really worry that if he were to win again, and I'm not saying this like it's such a far-fetched notion, if he were to win again, that he would not give up power?
You know he won't. You know he won't. He even said it. He's never going to give it up. And anybody who deludes themselves in thinking that he is, shame on you.
Shame on us for thinking Donald Trump will not leave office after his term is over, even though he literally left office after you guys stole the election. Donald Trump won re-election in 2020. Everybody knows this. Nobody voted for Joe Biden. No one gave a damn about Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. And this is just proven. Everybody knows this. They're not popular. No one ever liked them. Everyone knows the election was stolen. So to say that Trump won't leave office after his term is literally over, even though he left office when you stole the election, it makes no sense. That was the time to show King Trump. That was the time for Trump to go, nah, I don't like that election. Let's do it over again. He didn't do that. He left. And shame on us for thinking he's going to leave after his term. I hope he doesn't leave after his term. I hope he just appoints somebody else. That's where I'm at. I don't think Democrats can ever be trusted with power ever again. They're incapable of ruling. They are the authoritarians. They are the fascists. Everything they accuse Trump of, they are. And that's been the pattern ever since the start.
You have compared the Trump family to a gangster family, which is something coming from you. What do you mean?
They are. Well, because he thinks he's a gangster. He does everything like a gangster.
He thinks he's a gangster. He does everything like a gangster. You played a gangster in a movie. You literally acted as a gangster. You pretended you were the gangster. You acted like a gangster, literally. No self-awareness whatsoever. This is a serious problem with TDS. They don't know how to see it in themselves.
I don't think that gangsters in that world would think much of him, because there's honor among thieves. There's honor in anything. If you don't keep your word and do the right thing with people, no matter what profession you're in, you are going to get ostracized. And in that world, it's a little harder.
Yeah, it's more than being ostracized. Well, when you say that they're gangsters, in what way?
He thinks he's a gangster. He thinks, I do something for you, you do something for me.
What the heck is wrong with this guy? He thinks he's a gangster. Okay, so the gangsters are actually better than Trump, even though you're calling Trump a gangster. I mean, this doesn't make any sense. He thinks he's a gangster, but gangsters wouldn't even like him. There's honor amongst thieves. No, there isn't. They ratted each other out instantly when the RICO statutes came down. There's no honor amongst thieves. But in the movies, there is. Pathetic, Bobby D. You're a disgrace. Guys, get ready for the clip. It's going to explain everything. Here's another one.
Go at him. A bully, you punch in the face. The trouble with Trump is he's not just a bully. He's a stupid bully.
I love that look. She's like, that's a pretty horrible insult. Why is it a problem that he's a stupid bully? Isn't that a good problem to have? I would rather my bullies be stupid than smart and wise. Robert De Niro has TDS. He doesn't really understand how dumb that is. Listen to this.
You're a lifetime New Yorker. So is he. And you said the country does not realize who this fraudster is. And not enough people listened. Do you think they'll listen now?
I hope to God they do, because they don't. If it goes the other way, I keep saying this, you will see things that, like you'll see, it's like invasion of the body snatchers. You'll see people you knew or you thought you knew all of a sudden changing, all of a sudden going with that side.
It's just like invasion of the body snatchers, I guess. You're going to see people you thought you knew do things that you don't understand. You know what, friends? It's time to show you the clip that I've been teasing you about since the beginning.
Hold up.
Bobby D, Robert De Niro, famed actor, now has TDS. I'm going to show you why nothing he's doing really makes sense. Why this guy you used to respect suddenly sounds like the dumbest idiot ever. Why this tough guy isn't so tough. Can we roll the clip? This is going to blow your mind. So I cannot post the clip because YouTube will not allow any SNL clips. Geez, I wonder why. So I will act it out for you. Bobby D, dressed in drag, says, "My son spits hot fire." Diddy says, "Baby, you the one is hot fire," as he looks at Robert De Niro in drag. Diddy then says, "If you weren't my man's mother, I'd tear that ass up." Bobby D then looks at the crotch of Diddy and says, "Thank you," and backs it on up and starts twerking on him. It was really gay. You kind of had to be there, but whatever. And there you go. We all understand exactly why he has TDS. That is Bobby D, Robert De Niro, dressed up as a woman. Big time gangster, tough guy, legendary actor, dressing up as a woman, twerking up on Diddy, who's now in jail for like 4 years because of his satanic, sexy time parties. We have Robert De Niro twerking up on Diddy after Diddy looked at Robert De Niro in drag and said, "I want to tear that ass up." Do you understand this? Now does it all make perfect sense? These are our enemies. These are the people. And this is why we say, Don't pray for us. Pray for our enemies. They're the ones that need it. I mean, Bobby D, there's no way to come back from this. I mean, if I were you, I'd probably do the same thing. Actually, I would come to Jesus and, repent for, dressing in drag and looking ridiculous and twerking on Diddy, a freaking perv. But now it all makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Doesn't it all make perfect sense? Every single one of these pervy Democrats that likes to call us hateful and all of this, they're sickos. They're humiliated. This is all a ritual to please their God's sake. No, Sean, that sounds a little crazy. Keep the God out of this. I can't. This is a spiritual issue, guys. TDS is not only a mental issue, it's a spiritual issue. And Robert De Niro twerking up on Diddy proves it perfectly. So Robert De Niro will dress in drag and twerk up on a convicted sex trafficker in front of the entire world, but he thinks Donald Trump is the worst thing ever. Get it now? Diddy is the good guy, Trump is the bad guy in the Democrat mind. And Diddy, you could see Diddy rested his hands on the small of Bobby D's back and thrusted. Everybody saw it. Bobby D, you backed up on into it. Sick. You guys are disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself. And now it all makes perfect sense.
Robert De Niro.
I'm going to say one thing. Fuck Trump. It's no longer down with Trump. It's fuck Trump.
Look at all the Diddy listers cheering. Look at that. You want to F Diddy, it looks like, Bobby D. It all makes sense now. Look at all the pervs in Hollywood clapping. Oh, yes, it's the greatest thing. He said F Trump. How articulate and smart. He called Trump a stupid bully. The problem with Trump is he's a stupid bully, guys. And we're smart Democrats. We struggle with stupid bullies. Yeah, we get it. We see the whole thing. The whole thing has been exposed, Robert De Niro, and you can never live this down. And that's why you're a grumpy old man. That's why you're 5'7" and you think you're a big guy who's going to beat up Trump now. It's like, dude, you play an actor, and now your career has devolved to the point where you go on SNL and you twerk up on a guy who is literally a sex trafficker, who is literally a disgusting perv, who is literally a wife beater or a girlfriend beater or whatever. This is a sicko, okay? And this is who we're dealing with. These are our enemies. These are people that are spiritually dead. These are people that are spiritually lost. TDS is a spiritual issue. Doesn't mean Trump is God or he's an anointed one or he's a savior or anything like this. It just means that if you have TDS, I guarantee you have spiritual issues galore. Exhibit A, let me introduce you to Robert De Niro's son.
Hi. Sorry in advance for being very awkward.
And that's enough of that. Look, I'm not here to make fun of Bobby De Niro's kids. I'm here just to provide context for how messed up Bobby D is. And really, Robert De Niro, you're a shitty parent, okay? Your son looks lovely there. It seems like a nice person. Okay, let's pray for him, her, whatever. But Bobby D is a shitty parent. Their kids are miserable. Point at any celebrity. Their kids are a disaster. And we tend to just kind of mock them because, oh, they're rich and all this. But no, they had shitty parents, guys. It's actually really sad. All the money in the world, and their dad is dressing up as a chick and twerking on Diddy. And we all know about Diddy. Let's see what else we got.
Under Trump, this kind of government will perish from the earth. I don't mean to scare you. No, wait, maybe I do mean to scare you.
I mean, I'm a little bit surprised that Robert De Niro cannot remember basic lines like this. Why are you reading them off of paper, Bobby D? Why don't you just come from the heart? Have a couple bullet points, I get that, but like you're literally reading every single line. If we elect this guy, our government will perish from the earth. Using biblical language to describe what will happen after an election. I'm not trying to scare you. Let me read the next line. Oh, wait, maybe I am trying to scare you. And you see the Capitol police officers behind him? You got Harry Dunn. You got Michael Fanone, the fake cops, the actors. This is how you know J6 was a scam. You understand that, right? I don't need to show you anything other than to say, look at the people behind Bobby D. Why would Capitol police officers be behind Bobby D unless January 6th was obviously a scam and a hoax? And they need to keep playing the roles. Why would Bobby D, an actor, hang out with other actors from January 6th? It's insane, right?
If Trump returns to the White House, you can kiss these freedoms goodbye that we all take for granted. And elections, forget about it. That's over. That's done. If he gets in, I can tell you right now, he will never leave. He will never leave. You know that. He will never leave. What does that mean?
It means you have TDS. It's that simple. You have mental illness. You have a mental and spiritual disease, Robert De Niro. You just keep repeating yourself. This will be the end. You know that, right? You know that, right? That's bad persuasion. No, we don't know that. You haven't proven a case. You just keep prophesying things that aren't happening. Now, the best part about this is he keeps on going, and somebody interrupts him, and that makes him even more angry.
Is that the country we want to live in? Do we want him running this country and saying, I'm not leaving, I'm dictator for life? And that's why I've joined the Biden-Harris campaign, because the only way to preserve our freedoms and hold on to our humanity is to vote for Joe Biden for president.
Joe Biden dropped out of the race like 2 months after he said this. How embarrassing. Can you guys imagine? I mean, inject this into my veins. I love this. I can't get enough of this, but how sad. You used to be a legend, Bobby D. What happened, man?
Really? We don't have a choice.
Yeah, and Democrats didn't have a choice. There's one time that Bobby D was actually right. Yeah, you didn't have a choice because Joe Biden dropped out and you guys just appointed Kamala Harris to rule and she lost in a landslide. Praise be to God for that. And Bobby D can't even get respect on the streets of New York City. Donald Trump posting this from his Truth Social account where Bobby D is just heckled mercilessly. People are honking horns. They're talking crap to him on the street. Bobby D losing his mind.
Democrats, you are gangsters. You are gangsters. You're washed up. Fuck you.
You're a little punk. You're a softy. You're a nobody. Your movies suck. You're trash. You're trash. You're done. You're done after this guy, guys. You're done. Don't start playing on us.
Not a good look, Bobby D. Not a good look to be pointing fingers at random strangers and saying, you're gangsters, you're gangsters. The thing that I built my entire career on. Oh, wait a second. I don't really understand. This is embarrassing. Let me show you who Robert De Niro says his heroes are. This is going to blow your mind, guys.
Do you have any other heroes? Is like who do you think? When you think hero, who do you think of?
I don't know.
Do you have an American hero?
Mandela was a hero to me.
Okay.
I'd be willing to bet Bobby D $1 million right now that he could not tell us why Mandela was a hero and what country he came from and anything he did. I'd really be willing to bet him $1 million. He probably would research it now, but if I said, oh, really, what was so heroic about what he did? Can you tell us? He would say, well, he was a black guy with an afro, and I think he was like apartheid or something. And what's apartheid mean? That's okay. It's not important. Bobby D, who are your other heroes? Surely you have other heroes other than the great Nelson Mandela.
I do think of the Capitol Police, the guys at Capitol Police.
Bro, stop it. Stop it right now. You're telling me Nelson Mandela's your hero, and then you jump over to the Capitol Police? Bro, you just lost your gangster card. A gangster cannot have the police as his hero. That doesn't make any sense. Come on, man. What else you got?
The Metropolitan Police. Mm-hmm.
Dude, the police are his heroes and he's the big gangster? Jeez, okay. I mean, whatever. It's fine. I like the police too, but but like specifically, why the Capitol Police and the Metropolitan Police? Why them specifically? Because they're actors. That's why, guys. Because January 6th was a hoax, guys. That's why. Because they're paid actors to pretend like January 6th was the biggest insurrection in the history of the world, including the Civil War and Pearl Harbor and 9/11 and everything else. It was the biggest thing that ever went down in the history of the world, guys. January 6th, our lives changed forever. Rule number 1 of being a gangster is the police cannot be your heroes.
And Michael Fanone.
Michael Fanone is your hero, the guy with neck tats who got beat up by a bunch of MAGAs and, wah, I got beat up on January 6th. Wah, wah.
Aquino Grinnell. Harry Dunn.
Bro, Harry Dunn is your hero. The guy weighs 400 pounds. He's a literal Ozempic ad. Okay? He's going to bankrupt us with his insulin and healthcare costs, this guy. He's one of the biggest pussies I've ever seen in my life. This guy's crying. These are actors. I don't need to see any evidence that January 6th was a scam other than to see Robert De Niro saying his heroes are those guys. Obvious paid actors. I'm sorry, any police force that is hiring a 400-pound pussy like Harry Dunn and some gay dude like Michael Fanone with his neck tattoos is a fucking joke. Those are not police officers. Those are called paid actors. But so is Robert De Niro, so I guess it makes sense they'd be his hero.
Can you imagine being Capitol Police now and watching those people march in past you who want to deny that you served them that day?
Yep.
Okay, well, that's totally sincere and not at all like you're reading a script, and clearly you've thought about this at great length. When did Bobby D serve with the Capitol Police officers? I don't even know where that came from. When did Bobby D serve with Harry Dunn and Michael Fanone? I don't know what Colbert's talking about, but he's another Epstein Islander, according to people on the internet that post random memes, allegedly. Let's see what else, guys. I don't know what else, how much more I can handle of this.
Are the true heroes. They stood and put their lives on the line for these low lives, for Trump.
They lied under oath.
They lied under oath.
Right.
Who lied under oath? What are you telling me?
Those two traitors behind you.
Excuse me?
Those two traitors behind you.
They lied under oath?
That's right.
What are you saying?
Based? No, what is he saying? Well, you're too stupid to understand it. He's literally trolling you. He's saying, yeah, those heroes you're talking about, they're traitors. They lied under oath. Yeah, they lied under oath. Wait, what are you saying? They lied under oath. Those traitors behind you. Yeah, you're a stupid actor. You're a stupid actor. We should not be holding actors in such high regard. They're dumb. They're literally the dumbest people in society. They don't even know who they are. All they can do is pretend to be other people. That's their job. So Bobby D doesn't even understand he's being trolled. The TDS has so infected his brain. The guy goes, yeah, they're traitors. He goes, yeah, they are traitors. They lied under oath. Yeah, they did lie under oath. Wait, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I didn't have this on my script.
They're traitors.
They're traitors.
Yeah.
You gotta, I don't know, I don't even know how to deal with you, my friend. I don't even know how to deal with you.
Yeah, clearly you have no idea how to deal with them because you haven't practiced your talking points. You haven't read your memos. You have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea why they're heroes. You're not updated on the case. You're not curious about anything. Michael Fanone and Harry Dunn are jokes. Everybody knows this. I mean, it's just obvious. Look at them. The guy is, what police force is going to let that guy become a police officer? At best, he's a mall security guard. Michael Fanone, I mean, where do you see guys like Michael Fanone? In jail. He's a police officer full of neck tattoos and everything? No, I don't think so.
They stood there. They didn't have to. And there were other ones in there who probably were in with them a little bit too, and they found a way to get around. Not these guys. They stood there and fought for us, for you. For you.
Well, they weren't fighting for me.
No, they fought for you, buddy. You're able to stand right here now.
How the heck did they fight for us? They literally got their asses beat. I mean, that's the whole thing, is like they're all crying about, we got beat up on January 6th, even though we had all this protective gear on. I'm very curious about all of the Capitol police officers that died after and committed suicide. Aren't you a little curious, Bobby D? Why do you think they did that? Geez, I wonder why all these Capitol police officers mysteriously start dying randomly and committing suicide. And why are Harry Dunn and Officer Fanone, quote unquote Officer Fanone, full of neck tattoos with the freaking goatee, and his 400-pound friend, the Ozempic commercial, Why are they the ones that are out there? You know why? Because they are the ones that sold their soul. They're the ones that sold their soul and said, I'll read the script, fine. I'll go out there on national television and cry like a big baby, even though I'm 400 pounds. I'll cry and make myself a victim, even though I look like some freaking, gay motorcycle guy, Michael Fanone. I'll go on Don Lemon and cry like a little bitch. Embarrassing. I mean, guys, being a Democrat, you couldn't pay me enough money to be like these guys. These are the scum of the earth, in my opinion. No soul, no substance, no truth, weak, pathetic, gay.
Oh my God.
Here's Donald Trump trolling Robert De Niro to his face. You got to see this.
Bobby, it's your favorite president. I forgive you, Bobby, for being such a loser about the election. It's not your fault you were born with a low IQ.
And that's very nice of Trump. It's not his fault. He's absolutely right. It's not Bobby D's fault that he was born with a low IQ. It is his fault that he turned away from God and is paired up with Diddy and all the Satan-worshiping Democrats, but, whatever.
Look at that. From raging bull to raging nobody.
And I take issue with that. See, look, I call balls and strikes here, guys. I have no horse in this race. Truth is the only thing that leads me. And Bobby D is not a nobody, okay? It's more accurate to say he went from raging bull to a raging homosexual. I mean, he's dressing up as a woman. Diddy looks at him and says, oh, I want to tear that ass up. And Bobby D, backs it on up. Diddy puts his hands on the butt of Robert De Niro, looks down, thrusts a couple times, I think, by my count. Bobby D looks back at him and smiles and licks his finger and all that. I mean, it was really gay from what I remembered. But I think we've had enough of this, guys. I mean, this is a lot to digest, okay? So thank you so much for watching this. Please like and subscribe. And we really got to get the word out about TDS. You probably have some family members. You definitely have some friends that have TDS. They probably hate your guts. I mean, I don't know how good of friends they're going to be. But let's just pray for these people to wake up, because this is sad. I mean, we want to see Bobby D get back to being kind of cool. I mean, this is just a fall off and a disaster at this point. A disaster. There's my Trump impression. It's a disaster. Bobby D used to be famous. Now he's twerking up on Diddy, going to Epstein parties, allegedly, according to some lists that I saw on the internet that probably aren't verifiable. Allegedly. So, guys, please like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We have lots more, guys. There's so much Democrat cringe, and there's only one me, okay? I need a staff of interns to do all the work for me, because you guys need more, and I'm trying to give it to you, but, other things are going on. Anyway, I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
It's a sociopathic, psychopathic, malignant narcissist.
I know what's right. And I think there are a lot of people who think they know what's right. I know what's right.
Narcissistic and self-centered. I just don't want to feel the way I did, and many of us don't, after the election in 2016. I should not be president, period. Idiot is taking our country into the dump. A national disgrace. And I apologize to Justin Trudeau. Such a mean, nasty, hateful person. So stupid. I'm going to say one thing. Fuck Trump. In the real world, he wouldn't last long. That's my feeling. Yeah. Real gangster world, he wouldn't last long. The outside world, other than anything around him, he has no idea.
It's no longer down with Trump, it's fuck Trump.
Knows everything he projects about negative things on individuals, on situations, on institutions. He's saying about himself. He's a punk, he's a dog, he's a pig, he's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt. You insult people and say the terrible things about them when you feel that way about yourself. He's an idiot. He's a national disaster. He's an embarrassment to this country. Pull the country together to be for the people, to heal wounds, not to open them up. I'd like to punch him in the face.
punch him in the face. Of course I want to punch him in the face.
Right.
It's decency and right and wrong.
A lot of criticism of you.
Fuck him.
Okay, well, you know, this is cable.
Sorry. Look at the lame, inane things that he said. He's so stupid, he can't even say anything clever or smooth.
The divisive, racist, misogynist, ignorant.
I arrest him and then I escort him to jail. When he's in jail, and that I certainly am looking forward to, where I can handcuff him and take him away in an orange jumpsuit. In Nazi Germany, they had it with Hitler. They don't take him serious. He looks like a clown, acts like a clown. And this guy just keeps going on and on and on without being stopped. Stupid bully. Stupid. He's a lowlife. That scumbag. He's sick. Total loser. Fake president is like a gangster. Gangster first family, if you will.
Thinks he's a gangster.
He's just obtuse. He's dumb. So he's just stupid.